Deepak, and I have been with Atlassian for like past 11 years. I was developing tools around Atlassian for Confluence, Jira, and for Bitbucket and everything. Uh, for 11 years, I stayed in a company that was building tools for Atlassian, and now I've moved away from there, and now I'm working with Chegg, which is mostly into education domain in US. So that is it from my side, and I think we can start now because 10 minutes are over. And Radhika, we would love to hear your presentation and introduction.
Absolutely. Thanks, Deepak. Thanks, Aman, for organizing this. I'll start sharing my screen. And yeah,
Aman, can you just start the recording? I think you are the host.
Yeah, I have started.
awesome.
Okay.
So I hope you guys can see my screen now.
Yes.
Yeah. So, hey everyone, I'm Radhika Patodia. I'm a product manager from Atlassian. I'm really excited to be joining you here today to talk about cloud migrations and how Atlassian can help you on your journey to cloud. Thanks for welcoming me to your group event. It's always great to meet our customers. I'll do my best to answer all your questions that you have, and anything that I can't answer, I'll try to capture them, track down the answers for you, and get back to you on the same. Also, I would like to hear your feedback on the entire migration process, or in any case, you have any experience around the migrations. I would love to hear about it. This deck also include resources and links that may be helpful. So I'll share a PDF version after the end of this event. I find that the easiest and smoothest ways to handle questions over Zoom is to pause at the end of each section and check the chat. But if there is anything that you want to ask or share in between, then please feel free to unmute yourself and interrupt me as needed. So a little bit more about myself. I currently am a product manager. I've been working with Atlassian for last 7 months. Before that, I did my engineering from IIT Guwahati in computer science. And I worked with Samsung Research for 2 years before going to IIM Ahmedabad for pursuing my master's degree. So currently with Atlassian, we are trying to build products for moving our customers from server to cloud. And I would like to share our journey to becoming a cloud first company with all of you. So I want to start with acknowledging the announcement Atlassian made in October to simplify our self-hosted offerings so that we can focus on Atlassian Cloud. We'll continue to invest in our data center operations, but we'll stop selling new server instances in February 2021 and will continue to support on existing server licenses until February 2024. Change of any type can be hard, and I totally understand that. But there may be an uncertainty right now around why this decision was made and what it actually means for you and your teams. At Atlassian, we want to first acknowledge that this is a big shift. And secondly, we are sure that we are fully transparent and give you the information and resources you need going forward. This session is designed to give you all of the information that you need to know about how your teams can make that move to the cloud. Okay, now I would like to talk in terms of what the timeline look like. We'll continue our supporting the server license for 3 more years. Here's what our timeline look like. We have shared this decision 3 years ahead of time for 2 important reasons. Number 1, we want to make sure that all of our customers have plenty of time to assess and make a plan to either move to cloud or data center. Secondly, we also know that cloud isn't fully ready for you all. For some of our customers, it's very difficult to move to cloud right now. But we feel confident that it will be ready for the majority of our customers by the time these 3 years will pass away. In the meantime, we are actively capturing customer feedback about what may be blocking them on cloud, and we are making our progress as public as possible. So this session basically gives us at Atlassian an amazing opportunity to hear from you all what are your experiences with the cloud, or if there are any concerns regarding that. I'll definitely capture it and pass it on to my team so that we can work towards building a better experience for you all. So we've published a roadmap on Atlassian.com that highlights what we have shipped and what we are investing in across our cloud products, cloud platform, and migration tooling. You can visit our website, atlassian.com/roadmap/cloud, to know more about our entire process. As we have invested in cloud over the last several years, we have been investing in the bridge to get to the cloud and the migration tooling and support that's customer need and is associated with it. Migration tooling continues to be an area of investment going forward. I would like to pause for a minute and ask if there is any concern, any experience that any of you would like to share. Else I'll move forward. Awesome. I think we can move ahead now. With all that said, I would like to emphasize that the focus of our time together today will be about cloud migrations in the context. Today, we'll keep focus on how cloud instead of why cloud. If you have more questions about our journey towards cloud announcement, or if you want to give feedback on our cloud platform, here are some of the best places that you can reach out to us. Number one, for any questions on our announcement in October, I'm talking about the Care Bear announcement, we ask that you please fill out a contact form at atlassian.com/migration/contact. I'll be sharing this PDF at the end of it, and you'll have all these resources to actually look out to and reach out to us in case you have any concerns. Depending on what you have questions on or needs or information about, we'll be sure the right member of our team will reach out to you. Atlassian customer support community is very active, and we'll definitely get in touch with you in case you have any concerns. Second, if you'd like to help us build the future of a cloud or give feedback on what's blocking you towards moving to cloud, we invite you to join one of our server champion community groups on our community. These will be open to join until May 1st, 2021. We plan to connect group members with Atlassian product managers working on the requirements across specific focus areas like security, change management, etc. Our product managers will listen to you, understand your needs, and we'll also present our progress to date and will solicit feedback on our future plans. Now, as we deep dive into migration, I want to cover 6 important topics. First, an overview of the migrations journey, how and when to engage a solution partner if your company requires it, getting internal stakeholders on board, the Atlassian migration program and how we at Atlassian can help you, the cloud apps and how to migrate app data, and finally, some lessons and key takeaways that we have learned from our customers who have already moved to cloud or are in the way of doing so. I'll pause for a minute before I deep dive into each one of them and see if you have any questions or anything that you want to raise right now.
Radhika, just a quick question, maybe not completely related, but on the website, I was just on the Atlassian website, there's a discussion going on related to certifications for cloud products.
Right.
A couple of them have come up, but would you be touching that aspect as well or no?
So not in this presentation, but definitely you can reach out to us via support, or you can check out our community to see which more programs we'll be introducing. But definitely we'll keep updating that page, and
Sure.
whatever new program is there, we'll introduce that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome.
Radhika, one question I have.
Yep.
So we are running a migration as of now where we are migrating cloud to server, and then one more instance which is already on server. So we had to integrate both the environments together. Now the challenge which we are facing is the existing on-premises uses Postgres as the database.
Okay.
And whereas the new environment which we are coming up, which has both the instances integrated, that is running on MS SQL.
Okay.
So the challenge which we have is, first of all, how do we integrate the databases for both these environments? Because cloud one we have already migrated using the migration tool. So the zip file which gets generated, that was already imported while we installed all the 3 Atlassian apps. So we use Confluence, Jira, and Bitbucket, all the 3 applications. So the cloud version is already there now. The next thing which we would require is, how can I merge the 2 on-premises instances now?
Got it. So that's an amazing question. And I think the best way forward would be to reach out to our support. So our support is free for all our customers, and they will definitely help you out with these technical queries. So they are available 24/7, and whatever technical queries that you have, if you need any assistance there, the support team will be very happy to help you out with this. These are few of the things that we see on a regular basis, and I'm sure they can best answer questions rather than me trying to help resolve these. So
Okay.
yeah,
We actually reached out to them, but then they ruled out any kind of scenario where they said that the two on-server migrations can happen using the database. They said that you need to use some third-party tool which will do this migration from the UI. Probably taking a dump of one instance and then inserting into another. So, but we have been reaching out to support quite
all
a long
right,
time, because this is something which we have been running since September last year,
got it.
and so it's a long running, and there are many blockers which we are hitting time and again, and
Mhm.
from the support end, majorly, we are not getting, or maybe the kind of requirement which we have is more of a
Right.
customized requirement, which
Mhm.
even they are, I cannot term it as they are not able to help us, but maybe, they don't have a ready solution for the kind of issues which we are facing as of now.
Okay. Thanks for bringing this out. I'll definitely reach out to my team and try to raise this query with them and see if I can get back to you. Also, I'll be sharing a feedback form at the end, and it would be great if you can mention this particular problem that you're facing, and we can take a note of it, and I'll get back to you on this. Apart from this, I would like to tell you that we are also building a cloud to cloud tool where it helps you migrate directly from one cloud instance to the other cloud instance, and I think it will be ready somewhere mid of 2021. So maybe that would be a great tool for you to use for instead of trying to merge the two instances. But definitely, if you can just give us this feedback that you are facing this problem in the feedback channel, I'll try to get back to you and resolve this query.
Okay. Any possibility of me connecting with you one-on-one post this webinar?
Sure, I'll share my LinkedIn via this presentation, and maybe we can connect over there, or
That
I
would be
can,
great.
yeah, that would be perfect. I'll definitely get back to you.
Fair enough. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. So moving forward, I would like to talk a little bit about Atlassian's journey to cloud. Now, we think about migration in these 6 phases: assess, plan, preparation, test, migrate, and finally launch the cloud instance. No two companies are same, so no two migrations are same, of course. But this is a framework that we have designed to be a repeatable process that's flexible for different teams' needs. What surprises some customers is that the process of actual migration comes as a second last step. So, what we continue to see as the key to a successful migration is investing in planning and assessment phase. The upfront work you do in partnership with Atlassian or a solution partner if you're using one, then that will make your life much easier as you move to cloud. Teams who put in time and careful thought upfront migrate much faster with fewer issues. Finally, let's talk about the source of truth. To help our customers throughout this journey, we've put together a comprehensive migration guide that's available in our Cloud Migration Center on Atlassian.com. This is a great resource to bookmark and revisit throughout the migration process. It's a detailed step-by-step guidance on what you should do and consider in every phase of this journey. It's customized to your team's need and will definitely help you move from one stage to the next. As we have mentioned, no two companies are same. So there are few different ways that we consider and see that our customers can use to migrate to cloud. I'll highlight the 3 most important and common ways, as well as some pros and cons associated with each of them. So firstly, there is a small portion of our migrating customers who completely lift and shift their instances, meaning that they move everything they have on their server instance to the cloud instance. This may decrease cost to migrate. Example, since you're completely moving your entire instance from server to cloud, It will reduce the cost in terms of resourcing, partner cost, etc. And due to protracted timelines, that will be faster for you, but may also result in moving unnecessary data and users to cloud, which can eventually increase your cost. The second and the most common way, and what we typically recommend, is an optimize and shift approach. This is an opportunity to clean up your on-prem instance before migrating and move only the important projects, spaces, and apps to cloud that you actually are using. This requires some additional upfront planning, but we have heard time and again from our customers what a valuable and rewarding exercise this is for them, and how some upfront work can actually help your company's bottom line as well as make the migration process and adjusting to life in cloud much easier. Finally, another way to approach migration is through a phased approach. Basically, you'll be moving few of your projects which are ready to cloud, one after the other. If there are certain projects or spaces that are not yet ready, we recommend customers plan a phased migration. This strategy allows for a phased user onboarding, but also requires careful planning since there are dependencies that needs to be mapped out, projects that may be related to each other. So this is a more technically complex approach, but if you're ready for this, then we are at Atlassian, we're ready to help you. Before moving on to the next segment, are there any concerns, questions that you would like to raise on our journey towards cloud, or the three important ways to migrate to cloud that I've just mentioned? So yeah, I think I can move ahead now. So now let's talk about engaging with one of Atlassian's solution partners. Now, if you take a bird's eye view, you'll see that there are a lot of different players involved in a migration. Above all, cloud migration is a team sport. It's very, very important to note here that migration cannot be done in silos. We need our entire team together. All the internal as well as external stakeholders need to be on board before we are actually doing the migration. And this is a great thing. As you invest in migrating to cloud, you will have the full support and participation of teams across Atlassian, marketplace partners, and solution partners if you choose to use one. But how do you know whether you need one or not? Don't worry, we have this covered for you, and we will definitely help you out to make that decision. We ask migrating customers to evaluate the complexity of their migration to determine what level of time and support they need. Here are a few of the important elements of the migration to consider before you actually decide whether you need a solution partner or whether a migration is more complex than you thought. Number one, what Atlassian products do you want to migrate, in what order, and what relative timeframes? Do you want to migrate everything at once in a single weekend, or would you prefer migrating in phases? Third, do you have a business critical third-party apps that you need help with migrations? Fourth, how will you handle user management? Do you have an identity provider? Do you plan to connect it to Atlassian Cloud? And finally, do you have a business critical integrations or customization? What path will you use if you want to connect them to the Atlassian Cloud? These are some of the important parameters that you might have to consider before deciding how complex or how easy and simple your migration process is, and whether you actually need to involve a solution partner to help with the entire migration. Customers often ask us to benchmark on how to evaluate complexity across these characteristics. Here are a few of the benchmarks we typically give them in terms of when to consider working with one of our solution partners and who have executed many successful migrations. Do you have a higher user count and need help with user management? Are there many apps on your server, or do you have a plethora of Atlassian products that you are working with? These are just some of the important parameters that will help you make that decision. Finally, if you decide you'd like to work with a partner, we are happy to help you connect with one of the partners via partner contact from our website. Just let us know. And we have also included the link to that particular page on our website, and you can reach out to us directly. Yeah, before moving on to the next segment, I would like to open the floor for questions. If there are any concerns, anything related you would like to ask me about how to engage a partner, or whether it's necessary for your company or not. Awesome. I think we can move ahead. So now let's talk about what your own team needs. What about your internal stakeholders? So we'll repeat again. Migration is a team sport. It is important that you put your internal migration team together as soon as possible. As with any strategic change in your organization, the earlier and more thoroughly you plan it and bring the right stakeholders on board, the smoother will the entire process go. So here are some of the roles and responsibilities we often see when we take parts in migration. As with most things, the roles you will need to account for will depend on the complexity of your migration as well as the complexity of your organization. Small businesses, for example, might have a single project manager who also handles the technical side of things. Large enterprises, on the other hand, may have multiple representatives across some of the various teams captured here. So I would like to call out a few of the important stakeholders and what their role in the migration process be and how can they make the entire process much easier. First, the executive sponsor is your connection to leadership and typically handles approvals, approve your business case, maybe the company's Atlassian or the cloud champion, and will be your point of contact between the Atlassian support as well as your team's internal needs. Also, it's important that you engage someone for a security team as soon as possible and plan the migration needs and all the security standards ASAP. Also, it's important that you keep the security from being a blocker later in the process and actually clear these questions out as soon as possible with your security team. And finally, compliance and legal are also common blockers later in the migration process. This is something that we have learned over last few years working with lots of different migrations where it becomes an issue at the end when they're actually trying to complete the migration process. So bring in your legal, compliance, and our security team as early as possible to make sure that things run smoothly at the end. Now, as you get your internal stakeholders on board, you will definitely need to consider and evaluate the cost of cloud compared to a self-managed solution. In terms of what Atlassian manages compared to what customers manage, the equation looks different in cloud. In cloud, we have got customers back and provide security and compliance out of the box. It's a hassle-free, lower maintenance way for companies to operate. We find it can be difficult for server customers to quantify the cost of tasks like maintaining and hosting the server. Also, there is things associated with change management, with performance. But ultimately, we assure you that the total cost of ownership and the value proposition associated is this. Cloud allows you to dedicate more of your time and resources to your core business competencies and not towards maintaining Atlassian products. That's the most important competency that we bring in when we are saying that we want all our customers to move to cloud, that everyone focuses on their business needs rather than actually spending time maintaining their Atlassian products. Finally, if you would like to evaluate your total cost of ownership, we have built a tool that can help you understand it. It's a personalized recommendation tool that you can get on Atlassian.com. This will help you understand the cost of your on-premise hosting. And we recommend you to check it out as you begin evaluating total cost of ownership for the cloud. Before moving ahead, I would like to hear from you all if there are any questions related to the topic we just covered about how your internal stakeholders are important and how total cost of ownership would be much better once you move to cloud. In case there are any queries that you would like to ask me in between, you can definitely put them on chat, and I would try to answer them between these between each of the segments. Awesome. So moving ahead, once you've gotten all your internal stakeholders on board, I would like to talk about what's the Atlassian's role which will help you move to the cloud. To help our customers move to cloud, we have launched the Atlassian Migration Program to give migrating customers access to number one, support, the resources, and finally, the tools that they need to execute a successful migration. The Atlassian Migration Program is a free to all customers. I would like to repeat here that it's free to every one of our customers. And we typically find that the degree to which you'll need to engage with these various facets depend on the complexity of your migration as well as the size of your organization. Now, this slide may seem like a lot of information. I totally agree with you. But don't worry, there is no need to memorize any of it right now. Just know that when it comes the time to migrate, we have the support, resources, and tools you need to make it happen. The Cloud Migration Center on our website is a first great stop to make once you're ready and once you start thinking about start move to the cloud. Now, a few other components that I would like to mention specifically here are the following. Number one, the cloud migration managers, or CMMs as we'd like to call them. The degree to which migrators will need CMMs support depend on the complexity of the migration and factors like numbers of users, apps, and products you're migrating to cloud. Regardless, CMMs support both non-enterprise and enterprises. So irrespective of the fact whether you are a small company, a medium, or a large enterprise, CMM support is there. They provide migration resources and help to address roadblocks in case there are any. They also feed migrator feedbacks and insight gleaned towards the process back into the business. So they're kind of a contact between the internal stakeholders as well, between our customers, so that we get to know the problems that our customers are facing and we can try to actually resolve them. In that way, we're always working towards improving the migration experience as well as the tools and support that Atlassian provides. Next, I would like to talk about the free cloud migration trial. The free cloud migration trial is a tool that we hear has great impact on our customers' decision to move to cloud. Now, we offer it to a current server or data center customers, but on customer feedback that a typical 7-day trial isn't long enough to actually explore the cloud and finally make a decision to migrate. So the free cloud migration trial lets you and your user explore the cloud without actually having to worry about a 7-day countdown. You can use it to try our standard or premium plans for the whole trial period, which lasts for the remaining duration of your current server or data center license. So basically, you will be getting a free cloud trial license for as long as you have a valid server or a data center license. And whenever you're ready to try your hand at migrating, you can use your free cloud trial for user acceptance testing on a migrated data.
I have just one question here.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Suppose you have any apps in your center, right? And you want to migrate it to basically a cloud version.
Right.
And if the cloud version is not available for these apps because some of the apps are only available for server.
Right.
So how somebody should proactively check that will be useful or not, right?
Right. So Vikram, there is an app assessment tool that we have recently launched along with our cloud migrations tool, which will help you find the complementary apps on the cloud. So right now we have like 450 plus apps which are already present on cloud, and I would happily like to say that we are adding two apps on the cloud every day on an average. So I'm definitely sure that all the business critical apps, you'll find a counterpart using that app assessment tool for the cloud. So I think you should definitely check out the app assessment tool and see if whatever business critical apps you have, you can find a counterpart there.
So basically, whenever you start this journey, you should actually assess all the two apps which you're using first, right?
Yep.
Whether this is available in the cloud version or not, right?
Yep.
And based on the leadership decision, you can move on, right? Something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a recommendation. I think app assessment is an important step when you're planning and preparing your actual migration, and our tools will help you do that also. So you can check out which all apps are ready, or you can also check our timelines in case you find that some apps are not there on cloud yet, and we can and you can make your decisions accordingly if you want to move immediately or if you want to wait some time and then move to cloud.
So basically, if I'll take one example, if anybody is on server edition and want to migrate it to cloud, usually how much time is there any downtime there, and how much time it will take usually?
So the final migration process can be done over a weekend's time if you have actually planned your migration properly beforehand. So there is no downtime associated if you are using one of our migrating tool, which I'll talk about later. But if you have done your planning and preparation properly, it can be done within one weekend's time. And our support team is there to help you out with that process.
Right. Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, Radhika, this is Ramesh.
Yeah, hi Ramesh.
Yeah, so this is again related to the apps only.
Sure.
So we have the couple of custom apps. Do you have any specific path to migrate to the cloud? I mean that do we have the same kind of API available for cloud compared to server, or do you have any restriction on that?
Right. So Ramesh, like, it's a great question, and currently we are working on building those APIs to actually help you build those custom apps on cloud as well. So I think if you check our cloud roadmap, you'll see that the app migration, we'll be launching an app migration platform soon, somewhere in mid of 2021. And I'm sure that you'll find all the APIs you need to actually build those customs app on the cloud as well. So does that answer the query?
Answer, but again, right? So I have a couple of queries.
Yeah, please go ahead. No worries.
So in your roadmap, you have the this migration APIs plan is there, right? But my question is that do you see any changes as compared to the server? Server has the Java based APIs for Jira, right?
Right.
Cloud, I mean, Atlassian is going to provide similar kind of Java based API, or is there any change in that API model?
See, Ramesh, as far as what my knowledge is, we are not making any change on the end. But I think if you can just put this in the feedback form, I'll try to get back to you after consulting the stakeholders, internal stakeholders, and I think I can answer you best once I've had a discussion with them, because I don't want to make any promises right now, but I'm 99% sure that we're not making any changes on that end.
Okay.
But please do fill this as a feedback, and I'll try to get back to you on this one.
Yeah, sure.
So I would also like to add here. So Ramesh, the structure of Jira Cloud is completely different, and Jira API, Java API doesn't make sense here, just because your apps will not run into Atlassian premise. They will run inside your own premise, and you will interact with Atlassian using the mechanism that they have defined. So AppLink is one of the mechanism. You consuming their API is one of the mechanisms. So by that migration, we mean is like you can migrate your existing server APIs, REST APIs, to the cloud REST API, but you will not be able to migrate Java-based application directly. You have to make some code changes. And also the place where you put your plugin inside Atlassian server and cloud, they are also different. So these changes are there. And most of the app providers are doing their best to do that, like make app compatible with for both cloud and server. So you have to take care of for your app on that.
Yeah, so yeah, that is a question, Deepak. I mean, have to take care means what? I mean, see, if we do not have the matched any apps in the cloud marketplace or other Java server based, right? So that's the reason we build our own custom apps. So if we do not
build
find,
custom apps. Yeah, you can build custom apps for Jira Cloud also. So the scenario is just that you can, like for example, if you enable the developer access on your Jira Cloud, you can install any app that you want. So for example, if I am building my own app, I can install that on my Jira Cloud. Just that you have to install that or host that application. So for example, if I'm building an app today, I can host them to Atlassian Forge, or I can host it to AWS or any other server provider, and that app will be available inside my Jira instance. If I want to make that app available publicly, then I have to go to marketplace. Otherwise, there is an option that you can build your own app. You can host it alongside your Jira Cloud, and it will be good to go.
Okay, got it.
Thanks a lot, Deepak, for answering this. I think, Ramesh, if there is anything else also that you would want answer to, just please put that in the feedback and we'll get back to you. And
yeah, sure.
Thanks, Deepak. Thanks once again. So moving forward, third, I would like to point out the Jira Cloud Migration Assistant. That is a server and a data center app that helps you migrate selected Jira software projects and associated user accounts using a step-by-step wizard. So here are a few of the snapshots of that process, and that takes you step-by-step from server to a cloud environment. So the Jira Cloud Migration Assistant currently migrates Jira software projects with support for migrating Jira apps, JSD, and advanced roadmaps coming in mid-2021. Next, I would like to talk about the Confluence Cloud Migration Assistant, That is, again, a server and a data center app that migrates selected Confluence spaces and associated user accounts using a step-by-step wizard. Now, the Confluence Cloud Migration Assistant currently migrates Confluence spaces with support for migrating Confluence apps also coming in 2021. So basically, we'll help you move your Confluence app data as well by mid-2021. So next, how can you assess your apps the easy way? This is something that we've discussed before, but again, formally, I'd like to point out that when we're speaking of apps, the Jira and Confluence Migration Assistant both have an important feature called App Assessment. As I noted earlier, a huge part of migration assessment is determining what apps to take with you to cloud based on their availability and migratability to cloud. The CMAs make it super easy to generate a list of installed apps, quantify their usage, and quickly see if they are available in cloud and if they have relevant migration paths. They're a good place to start if you're trying to make sense of your app landscape. So definitely check this out. We have a YouTube video also associated with it, which you can go and see in your leisure time and see if you can actually how to move your apps across server to cloud. Yeah, before moving, if you have any, do we have any other questions that, or we can start moving to the next agenda? Awesome. Now, speaking of apps, what about cloud apps and extensibility? Now, I want to start by highlighting the availability of cloud apps and integrations. Now, cloud enables a best of breed toolchain across all of your workflows, and we have tons of integration with our SaaS partners available for cloud today. This means less context switching so that your team can actually work together with speed and efficiency to ship high quality products. We have integrations with AWS, Zoom, Adobe, Opsgenie, Zendesk, to name a few, to actually provide you with every integrations that you need over cloud. When it comes to cloud, cloud apps in particular are fast growing part of our marketplace. So far this year, we have added 450 new cloud apps to the Atlassian marketplace. And on an average, 2 apps are added every day on cloud. So that's a big achievement that we have made so far, and we continue to improve, and we'll try to continue to improve on this deliverable to you all. Now, over the past few years, we have been working very closely with our top marketplace partners to bring you new cloud version of popular apps that are already available for our server products. A few highlights from last year include, and I would name a few apps here, I hope that clarifies a little bit. There is content formatting macros for Confluence, structure project management at scale by ALM Works, Kamala document management, Create on Transition by Bob Swift Atlassian Apps, and Elements Connect, formerly known as nFeed by Elements. These are some of our very popular apps, and we have made sure that these apps are also available on our cloud products. And we are continuing our investment in extensibility this year as well, and working very closely with our top marketplace partners to bring popular apps onto our cloud instance. In addition to cloud app availability, we also know that app data migration is very, very important to customers. So today, many apps support migration paths, but some of those paths require manual work or scripts to facilitate the data transfer. Now, we have made it easier to find which apps can be migrated by consolidating and making available the necessary documents provided by marketplace partner into a single source of truth. This knowledge base article is available today and lists all of the marketplace apps with documented migration paths. So you can check this out on our Atlassian support website. There's a link associated, which will be included in the deck that I'll share with you. And I'm sure a lot of your questions will be answered once you actually visit this path. Finally, we're not stopping there. We've also made it easier for our app developers to build automated migration paths using APIs that will allow them to integrate with our migration tooling. And we're working closely with our marketplace partners to build automated migration paths within app assessment in the Cloud Migration Assistant. Look out for announcements next year, basically 2021, this year itself, about new automated migration paths and migration tooling for your migration marketplace apps. So this brings us to the end of this section, which talks about app and the extensibility associated with the apps. I hope this answered a lot of your questions, but if there are any other concerns, please feel free to raise them. I'll pause for a minute or two.
So Radhika, currently cloud support how many licenses? So do you have the unlimited support? Still it is 10K.
Yeah, so we are going to launch the 20K bandwidth very soon. But yeah, till now it's 10K, and soon we'll be expanding it to 20K. But and you can have a look at the timeline on our public cloud roadmap.
So do you have any the timeline details now with you, like approximately?
I don't want to commit anything because I'm not 100% sure when we'll be actually releasing it to the public, but I'm sure it is available on the roadmap. So if you can just check that cloud roadmap out, I've attached a link with this presentation itself, so you can have a look there, and there you'll see when we'll be launching the 20K program for everyone.
It is Q2 2021.
Okay. Yep, I think that would be it. But I'm not 100% aware of what the timeline looks like. Okay, thanks, Deepak. Finally, let's wrap with some lessons learned from our successful migrations which have already taken place and a few key takeaways from them. Now, here are 5 things that we have learned about cloud migrations. Communicate with your team. Be clear and ensure every other stakeholder is clear on the key benefits that you're looking to gain and what you're willing to trade off in order to gain those benefits. Benefits could be speed, productivity, security, flexibility, business continuity, improved collaboration, more frequent and timely updates, etc. By being clear and upfront and aligning all your stakeholders on the benefits of cloud and what you're looking for will make the making decision much faster throughout the project. Sky, one of our Atlassian customers, talk about the benefit of freeing up his people to focus on their company's mission instead of actually doing the maintenance work for the Atlassian stack. They say that it's just hard to justify the time spent on internal tool upgrades when they don't really directly contribute to your mission. And cloud does exactly that for you all. Basically, it frees you to focus on your internal innovation strategies rather than focusing on upgrading your tools and maintaining the stack. The second, plan twice to execute one. As I've already mentioned, planning is one of the most important steps that you can perform during the migration. It is one of the most critical stages. And if you take away one thing from this talk, it's this point, that planning should be by far the longest part of your migration process. And if you actually invest in planning, your actual migration will not take more than few hours. Lesson 3 would be assemble a balanced team. It's also critical that you assemble the right team. You engage the right people, your right internal stakeholders, Atlassian marketplace partners, and a solution partner if you chose one at the right time, which will definitely help you make the right decision on how to move to the cloud. Moving to cloud is an activity that customers typically don't have any in-house experience in. So it's important to bring in a partner early if you'll decide that you'll need extra support. Lesson 4, avoid bringing old unused data. I think migration provides you an amazing opportunity to clean up your on-prem instance, do away with your useless apps, useless projects, which you haven't seen in ages, and build a clean, well thought of cloud. Moving to a cloud is an amazing opportunity to optimize the way your teams work. Clean out your old unused data before you make the move. Doing so can bring clarity about the way your teams are actually working and can help reduce cost and improve performance once you are set up in cloud. Teams who take time to clean up their self-hosted instance in the planning phase itself typically have much smoother and quicker migration. Lesson 5, identify measures of success and baseline them. If you're planning another big project, you'd have early conversations about how to define and measure success. Cloud migrations should be no different. it's important you see the right goals in terms of what you're planning to achieve. Here are some of the examples that we have seen from our customers in terms of the migration itself and eventually the outcome of the migration. Now, let's start with one of our big customers, Redfin. Now, Redfin's goal were to focus their brain power more on innovation rather than actually managing the tech aspects of it. Now, their migration took approximately 5 months. It's one of our longer migrations. And it was built with weekly meetings to plan, prepare, test, and finally migrate. In the end, they estimated that they saved 60K USD immediately and have freed up their engineering team to focus on their business instead of trying and maintaining the Atlassian stack. Now, moving on to a next customer called Nextiva. Now, Nextiva worked with a solution partner for months to do a pre-migration cleanup. When the day came, they were able to migrate in less than 24 hours. It's just one of instance, and we've seen this with a lot of our customers, that their actual migration takes place within few hours if they've done up the proper pre-migration cleanup, etc. Now, the outcome, between 50K to 100K dollar of annual cost savings and hundreds hours of per year of effort, not to mention expanding the knowledge sharing, collaboration, and transparency across distributed teams. Now, they love getting innovative features on cloud more quickly. That's one thing that they've called out, that everything that comes to cloud is available to them almost immediately without doing any extra effort. And finally, let's talk about HomeGate. Now, they worked with solution partner using the Confluence Cloud Migration Assistant for app assessment. They performed pre-migration cleanup and completed their test and production migration within 24 hours. Now, after migration, they said that they reduced cost by 15%, optimized their user access and onboarding, and were successfully pivoting their teams to focus on innovation. Now, you can check out these customer stories on Atlassian.com, and you will find plenty of such examples where our customers have benefited a lot once they've moved to cloud. Now, finally, let's talk about the key takeaways that you need to take away from this presentation. Number one, migration is a team sport. You need to align all your stakeholders, internal and external, and engage a partner in time if you need one to actually have a smooth migration. We at Atlassian are there to help you. Atlassian Migration Program has all the tools, resources, and support you need to actually perform the migration. We're always there. We're always listening you. So feel free to reach out to our customer support anytime you need our help, and definitely we'll reach back to you. Now, we're investing. The third one is that we're investing in cloud app availability, and we're making it easier as possible to move and migrate your apps to cloud. And finally, plan. I think that's one of the most important takeaway from this presentation. Plan your migration as much as you can. Perform the cleanup, do the cleanup of on-prem so that you get a very clean and optimized cloud experience. Work as a team, and finally, measure success. Do try to do that, and you'll definitely see that the migration process can do wonders for you. Now, and if you're ready to get started on your migration, or if you're just beginning to explore the cloud, we definitely recommend that you activate your free cloud migration trial. This is a very easy, low risk way, and you can start exploring the cloud today. Before I send out this survey to make the migrations easier, I would like to open this for everyone in case you have any other questions, any queries, and I will definitely like to clarify them.
Radhika, Ramesh again here. It's again question regarding the migration.
Okay.
So we have the couple of projects running internally. So couple of our internal stakeholders come back and they are asked to migrate their individual projects to the client cloud Jira. So in this case, what is the correct path of cloud migration from on-premise Jira software to cloud migration, individual projects?
Right. So if you want to move your individual projects, I would suggest that the Jira Cloud Migration Assistant tool, which is available on Marketplace, that would be the best approach for you to move your projects to the client's site. So basically, it helps you move one project at a time. and you can and associated users only. So you don't have to actually move all your users to the to your client's cloud also. So I think you should definitely look out for JCMA, which is available on Marketplace.
But we have the different kind of third-party apps, and the client Cloud Jira has the different kind of third-party apps, right? In that case, how the data will be moved between these two servers?
So you will be able to perform an app assessment within the JCMA, and if you want to move any of your own apps to their cloud and if the path is present, then you can selectively move those apps only. Else you can try app assessment will definitely help you point out or bring out the associated apps in the cloud version, and you can install it directly on your clients.
So this apps assessment tool is part of the cloud migration tool, or is it something different?
It's part of the cloud migration tool.
No, because we have the cloud migration tool, right, which is available. We can install in our server versions. So while we start the migration, this apps assessment also come in between of these steps, or we have to do separately?
No, it will come within the like it will be one of the steps which is present in the app migration assistant. In the cloud migration assistant, it will be just one of the steps, and that will help you decide which apps have a counterpart or which apps have a pathway to actually move to cloud, and you can select which one of them you want to move, or if you want to install a new app on the cloud itself.
Okay, let us try that. Thank you.
Yep. Any other queries, anything else that I can help out with, or any other feedback that you have for the cloud migrations, I would be happy to hear it. Also, I'm just sharing with everyone the link to the feedback form. Please do fill the form so that we get to hear from you what are your concerns, etc., and get back to you as soon as we can. Yep. So I've just shared with everyone the link to the Google Forms. Please, in your own time, do fill this form. It will take only 2 minutes, and do give us your feedback, your queries about the entire migration process so that we can make it much smoother for you all. Aman, if do you think there is anything else that I can help out with?
I don't think we have left anything. So if any one of you have any questions, suggestion, feedback, do reach out to Radhika, me, or Deepak.
Absolutely.
And we will definitely incorporate that.
So I'm also trying to attach the PDF version.
So Radhika, that I will forward to everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, that would be great, Deepak. I think
So guys, please fill out the form that I have shared you, like the Google Sheet that I have shared.
Yep. So Deepak just shared a Google Sheet, and if everybody can fill that sheet, we'll send out the swag codes as well as the PDF with you and share it. So yeah, thanks a lot everyone for taking out time for this. Please do write the feedback, reach out to us in case you have any queries, and we all are here to help you out with the migration process. So
thank you Radhika for this wonderful session, and thank you everyone for joining us.
Thanks Aman, thanks Deepak for organizing.
Thank you Radhika.
Thank you Radhika, looking forward to connecting with you.